Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. We're going to give folks just another minute or so, and we'll get going shortly. Thank you. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for today's presentation on traveling safely with your new baby. I'm Christine Buck, and I'm the coordinator of the Fry-Moyer Community Health Resource Center at UVM Medical Center, and I also manage the HealthSource CLASSES program. It's been a historic and challenging year due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and our ways of working and meeting have changed our class programming. As you can see, I'm coming to you straight from one of my guest bedrooms at home. And this is why we're now offering free community health education online. We hope that you'll enjoy this new virtual format. By offering virtual classes, we can now welcome participants from the entire UVM Health Network region of Vermont and Northern New York. Before we get started, I just wanted to share a few important housekeeping items with you. The session will be recorded and all attendees are muted. If you'd like to ask a question, please feel free to do so at any time using the question and answer box. It should already be open for you, but if it's not, just look for a small icon on the right, which might be at the top or the bottom, depending on your setup, which has a couple of little flags and a question mark. We will try to answer as many questions as we can toward the end of the presentation. If we're unable to answer your question for any reason, we will follow up with you directly by email later. We will also send you an email in a few days after the class that contains both a survey and a link to the live recording. We hope you'll take a few minutes to complete the survey, as your feedback helps us to improve and strengthen our future programming. Today we're joined by Maureen Johnson. Maureen is a child passenger safety specialist at UVM Medical Center. She's also a child passenger safety technician instructor and the Occupant Protection Coordinator for Safe Kids Vermont, which is a coalition of safe kids worldwide. Today, she will be sharing information on how to travel safely with your new baby. So I'd like to now welcome Maureen.
Thank you, Christine. Whether you're becoming a parent for the first time or it's just been a while since you had a newborn in a car seat, this information will help you your family.
Sorry, everyone. I think we're just experiencing a few minor technical difficulties. Just hang out with us for a moment and we'll get back with you soon.
That might be my fault, Christine. I was having trouble advancing the slides. So let me go back and start all over again. And thank you for the kind introduction. Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
Perfect. So this session is going to provide general information and best practices for choosing and using a car seat for a new baby. And this is relevant to anyone who's becoming a parent for the first time, or maybe it's just been a while since you had a newborn in a car seat. A few caveats: it's always important to read the car seat manual and your vehicle owner's manual for specific information about using any car seat that you've chosen. And this class doesn't certify anybody to become a certified car seat technician and help others with their car seat. I'm going to mention NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, a few times during this presentation. We've got some NHTSA photos and some links to their resources. I also want to thank the Maryland Kids in Safety Seats program for sharing their materials from a similar presentation that I attended earlier in the year. So why do car seats work? All the United States require child safety seats for infants. And in a crash, everybody is safest when we were kept inside the vehicle and away from vehicle interior surfaces. A car seat spreads crash forces over a large portion of the body, and it protects developing bones and muscles. The harness is in contact with the strongest parts of our body and allows the body to slow gradually or ride down a crash. Now we're going to talk about selecting a car seat, and in particular for newborns. I often get asked about what's the best car seat. Well, the best car seat is a car seat that fits your child's age, their size, their developmental levels, that fits your vehicle, and that you can use every time correctly. All car seats sold in the United States must meet federal safety standards. Other considerations include your budget and lifestyle. NHTSA does have a ease of use ratings section on their website, and that may help you evaluate the categories that are most important to you and select a car seat that will meet your needs. For a new baby, you're going to be choosing a rear-facing car seat. Compared to their body, an infant or young child's head is very large and heavy. So this creates the risk of head, neck, and spinal injuries if their head is thrown forward during a crash. A rear-facing car seat supports and moves with the child's head and body to protect those vulnerable body parts. There are several types of rear-facing car seats. Most of the caregivers I work with choose a rear-facing only seat for their new baby. This seat attaches to a base that stays installed in a vehicle, making it very convenient. Most seats fit newborns well. Again, read the labels and the manual for the car seat to determine what weight or height limits may apply. Another option is a convertible or a multi-mode seat. While many of these fit newborns well, some may not, even if a baby meets the stated lower limits. The seat may also take up a lot of room in your vehicle because of the recline needed for a newborn. If you decide to skip a rear-facing only seat, do your research. Several reputable websites offer car seat reviews or buyer's guides that will help you. Use a convertible or multi-mode seat rear-facing for infants and toddlers until they reach the highest weight or height allowed by the car seat manufacturer. Other selection considerations include the possibility that car seat might expire. Car seats expire because components can degrade over time, and it might be difficult to find manuals or replacement parts. Also, an older seat might not have the latest safety and technology features or meet current regulatory requirements. Expiration dates range from 6 to 10 years for most seats. Also, with a secondhand seat, it's important to check the NHTSA website to make sure it doesn't have any recalls. You also need to know the history of the car seat. Was it ever in a crash, and how was it cleaned? A crash can cause damage to a car seat, and that might not be always visible. NHTSA recommends replacing a seat after a moderate or severe crash, even if a child wasn't riding in the seat at the time. And some car seat manufacturers recommend replacing their seats after any collision. As far as cleaning goes, car seats should never be cleaned with bleach, disinfecting sprays, solvents, or abrasive cleaners. And harnesses should only be surface cleaned, not immersed in water. So improper cleaning can weaken harness webbing or degrade plastic. That's why whether you're using a previously used seat or if you've purchased a new one and need to clean it, it's really important to follow the car seat manufacturer's instructions for disassembly, cleaning, and reassembly. And also, whether it's a brand new seat or a previously used one, be sure to register the seat with the manufacturer. That way they can contact you in the event of a recall. Registering either online or using the registration card that came with the new seat allows them to contact you for that reason, but they are not allowed to contact you for any other reason, such as sales pitches. So now we're going to talk about installation. These are going to be the major steps, but again, it's important to read both your car seat and your vehicle owner's manual to make sure that you're following the specific directions for your car seat. So the first question is where to install a car seat. The safest place for all children younger than 13 to ride is in the back seat. The back seat is the furthest away from the impact of a frontal crash, and there's no frontal airbag, which can injure a child. Never place a rear-facing car seat in front of an active airbag. The center of the back seat is safest, but you need to make sure that the car seat will fit and you can get a proper installation. There might be other considerations, such as being able to lift a baby into the center, especially after a C-section, and who else rides with you. For example, you may not want a sibling close enough to feed the new baby goldfish crackers. The bottom line is a correctly installed car seat and everybody's safe in the vehicle. So getting ready to install your car seat, you will want to park your vehicle on level ground and place the car seat on the vehicle seat. Then you're going to check the recline angle of the car seat. The manual will help you know how to use the recline angle indicators and change the recline angle. Newborns need to ride as reclined as possible to keep their head well positioned and their airway open. We want to avoid that chin to chest movement. You also want to check if any of your car seat bottom extends beyond the vehicle seat cushion. The manual for your car seat or labels on the seat or base will show you the acceptable amount of overhang, or you can look at the manufacturer's website for guidance. And I've shown some examples here. Now you're going to determine how you're going to install the car seat. To install a car seat, you'll either use the vehicle seat belt or the lower anchors. The car seat will have lower anchor connectors, such as these pictured. Since 2003, most vehicles have had lower anchors, which are spaced 11 inches apart in at least 2 seating positions. If anchors are not visible, buttons or tags on the seat padding, as well as information in your vehicle's owner's manual, will help you locate them. Latch stands for lower anchors and tethers for children, but for the most part, tethers are not used for rear-facing car seats. Your car seat and or vehicle manufacturer may not allow installing a car seat in the center by borrowing the inner anchors from side seats. So again, read both manuals to see where you can use lower anchors. And also, most car seat manufacturers do not allow using a seat belt and lower anchors at the same time. Either method is safe as long as you have a proper installation. So to install a car seat with lower anchors, you're going to route the anchor belt through the base or seat and make sure there are no twists. For a convertible or multimodal seat, be sure you're using the correct belt path. The belt will be under your child's legs, not behind their back. Push down on the seat or base while tightening the lower anchor belt. Then you're going to check for less than 1 inch of movement side to side and front to back at the belt path. Use one hand and moderate force, like a firm handshake. Not that we're doing a lot of handshaking these days. Don't check for movement at the top of a convertible or the front of an infant seat base, in other words, behind the baby's head. So you're going to use the belt path and shake the car seat or base side to side and back and forth, looking for 1 inch or less of movement. I've got a video that I'm going to show you about how to do this. I'm going to have to unshare and reshare my slides very briefly because I've gotten an error message that the video sound isn't going to play. So bear with me very briefly. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to hear this. I'm going to cut the video off after the discussion about installation because it does go into some harnessing tips, but I'm going to cover that in a few moments myself.
This video covers some basic tips for using and installing a rear-facing infant car seat with the latch system. Before you begin, read your instruction manual for your car seat and the portion of your vehicle owner's manual on child restraint systems. Because every car seat and vehicle is different, it's important to follow all instructions carefully. Place the car seat base in the back seat of your vehicle. Locate the latch anchors in your vehicle. Attach the lower straps on the car seat base to the anchors. Press down firmly on the base and tighten the straps. The base should not move side to side or front to back more than 1 inch. Make sure your car seat is installed at the correct recline angle. Most car seats have built-in angle indicators or adjusters to assist you.
So that was covering installation with the lower anchors. Now we're going to talk about installing a car seat with the vehicle seat belt. To install with the seat belt, you're going to route the seat belt through the base or the car seat, again making sure there are no twists, and again making sure that you're using the correct belt path. The belt path for rear facing on a convertible or multi-mode seat is going to be underneath your child's legs, not behind their back. Buckle the seat belt. Push down on the seat or the base while removing all slack from the seat belt. Lock the seat belt following the directions in your car seat and vehicle owner's manual. Some car seats have a built-in lock-off for the seat belt, and most seat belts these days lock when you pull the seat belt all the way out of the retractor. After you've locked the seat belt with either the built-in lock-off or by locking it at the retractor, you're again going to check for 1 inch of movement or less at the belt path. With either a lower anchor or a seatbelt installation, recheck the recline angle and look for any overhang. If you can't get a secure installation, try another vehicle seat or use a different method. For an infant car seat, you're also going to want to follow the car seat manufacturer's instructions for how to place the handle. So here's a video showing the installation with a seat belt. And again, I'm going to stop the video after the installation portion because we're going to talk about harnessing in a few moments.
This video covers some basic tips for using and installing a rear-facing infant car seat with the seat belt. Before you begin, read your instruction manual for your car seat and the portion of your vehicle owner's manual on child restraint systems. Pay close attention to the information on your vehicle's seatbelt system and how to lock it. Because every car seat and vehicle is different, it's important to follow all instructions carefully. Place the car seat base in the back seat of your vehicle. Carefully thread the seat belt through the correct belt path. Be careful not to have any twists. Buckle the seat belt. Lock the seat belt, press down firmly on the base and tighten. The base should not move side to side or front to back more than 1 inch. Make sure your car seat is installed at the correct recline angle. Most car seats have built-in angle indicators or adjusters to assist you.
So now we're going to talk about harnessing a child in a car seat. When a child is in a rear-facing car seat, the shoulder straps must be even with or just below their shoulders. The crotch buckle should be in the slot closest to, but not underneath their body. With a convertible or multimodal seat, check your child's fit before installation so you can make any adjustments that are needed. Here are the key points for harnessing a child in their car seat. Your child's back and bottom should be flat against the car seat. Place the harness straps over your child's shoulders and around their hips, with the harness buckle strap between their legs. The harness strap should lie flat and not be twisted. Buckle the harness buckle and remove any slack around the hips. Tighten the harness and put the chest clip at armpit level. The harness is snug enough when you can't pinch any webbing at the child's shoulders. Here's a video from Safe Kids about performing the pinch test.
With your child sitting properly in the car seat, try to pinch the strap at your child's shoulder. If you can pinch the strap, tighten the harness and try again. If you can't pinch the strap, you've passed the pinch test.
There's other adjustments that might be necessary for newborns. Read the car seat manual for instructions on the placement of the crotch buckle or shortening the harness and the use of included accessories. Your child will grow quickly, so keep an eye out for when things need to change, such as discontinuing the use of an insert or moving the crotch buckle. To center a small child in their car seat and provide more side support, you can use tightly rolled receiving blankets on either side of the child. Do not put blankets around the child's head. You also want to make sure that any padding, inserts, or other support has come with the car seat and that you're not buying them what they call aftermarket or non-regulated products. These kinds of products that are not regulated haven't been crash tested, and they may affect how the harness fits or cause your baby's head to be positioned incorrectly. As we get into winter weather, it's important to know how to keep baby warm in the car. A heavy or bulky jacket or a snowsuit or a bundler that's under a child can flatten out in a crash and cause slack in a harness. Even we adults shouldn't wear a heavy coat in the car, as this might add space between our body and the seat belt. To keep your baby warm, dress them in light layers of clothing. Fleece is usually a good option, and then cover them with a blanket once they are snugly harnessed and pass the pinch test. Most people know it's not safe to leave a child alone in the car, even for a quick errand. Unfortunately, loving and capable parents or other caregivers can also make a mistake, especially when they're tired, distracted, or out of their routine. Create habits and reminders. Look before you lock. Put items like a cell phone or even your shoe in the back seat so that it makes you open the back door when you get to your destination. Ask your child care provider to call you if your child doesn't arrive when expected. Keep a parked vehicle locked and key fobs out of reach so older children can't get into the vehicle on their own. If you see a child alone in the car, call 911. Your fast action can save a life. After you harness your child, make sure you put on your own seatbelt and that everyone else who rides with you does too. Seatbelts save thousands of lives every year. From their first car ride, you are teaching your child and future driver about good safety habits. When you buckle up, they will too. Here are some helpful resources on child passenger safety, or CPS. Please feel free to call us at the UVM Medical Center CPS office if you have any questions about child passenger safety or would like to schedule a car seat inspection. The B-Seat Smart website in Vermont lists all of our state's car seat inspection or fitting stations. Many of these fitting stations are not open due to the COVID-19, but some are, and the B-Seat Smart website will indicate which ones are available to you. The New York State site also links to events and fitting stations around the state, although we're kind of getting to the end of the event season at this point. Thanks for taking your time for me to review this important car seat safety information with you. I'm going to turn it back over to Christine now, and am happy to answer any questions. Christine, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Maureen, for sharing that important information with us today. And that concludes the lecture portion of the presentation. If we're going to open it up now for questions, so if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A box, and we'll get to you shortly.
So Christine, I'm not seeing any questions coming up in the Q&A box. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Do you see anything?
Nothing yet. We can give folks another minute or so. Oh, I'm seeing a question just popping up right now.
So this question from Lindsay is asking, do we offer private or in-person lessons for getting a car seat in for first-time new moms? We offer car seat appointments for anybody that needs help with car seats. You can call the UVM Medical Center. Our car seat number is 802-847-1215, and we'll book you in for an appointment. If the medical center itself is in a convenient location, you can also look at the Vermont or New York car seat websites and find an open car seat inspection or fitting station in your area. And how soon before a due date do you recommend getting a car seat in is another question, a follow-on question. So it's never too early to learn about how to use a car seat. But as I mentioned before, a car seat that is in a vehicle crash, even if there's no child riding in the car seat at the time, might have to be replaced depending on the severity of the crash and the car seat manufacturer's instruction. So I would recommend, scheduling an appointment at maybe 34, 35 weeks call ahead a little bit because sometimes, you know, a car seat technician might not be immediately available, and then learn about how to install and use the car seat, but then maybe take the car seat out of the car in case, heaven forbid, there's a crash between then and when baby arrives, and put the car seat by the door along with the other stuff that's coming to the hospital to make sure that you bring it with you, because you will be asked to bring any car seat up to your room, at least at the UVM Medical Center, to make sure baby is fitted in the car seat and that you haven't added any aftermarket products or dressed baby in a snowsuit or bundler or anything like that.
Maureen, it looks like she has one more question. I don't know if you see it, but when you give birth, do I bring the car seat into the hospital?
Yes, because we will want you to bring the car seat to your room up on the mother-baby unit to make sure baby is fitted into the car seat and that there's no aftermarket products and that baby's not dressed in heavy winter coats or anything.
Well, if there's no other questions, that brings us to the end of today's presentation. Just a few reminders that the session is recorded and will be available at a later time. We will email you that link. And if we didn't get to your question, which I think we actually did get to all questions, so that's great. And you will receive a short survey by email within a couple of days, and we appreciate your feedback. And we thank you for joining us on behalf of the University of Vermont Health Network. And we hope you enjoyed today's offering, and hopefully you'll enjoy us or join us for another class in the future. We hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks again.